So, getting closer to wrapping this Simcity playthrough up. I'm sitting here at about, well, not quite where I want to be. I believe you want to have a much closer industrial to commercial ratio, but I guess the way it's kind of ended up being, I just ended up having a lot more commercial than I really wanted. And I guess I'm having a lot more pollution issues than I wanted to, but I can't really... I'm not really exactly 100% sure how to actually solve that issue without, you know, having said pollution issues, period. Like I said, most of the industrial is all on the edges of the map, and a lot of dense residential and stuff would be in the center. Maybe I could have moved some of this out towards the middle and kind of saved me some headache there, but I don't know. But we're actually looking at a pretty decent number, and we still have some empty space. Let me pull up the map here real quick. We do actually have a pretty decent chunk of empty space here and here to fill up. So, I don't know, maybe I might make 500,000. I'm gonna bet that we'll probably get about 450, maybe 470, and that might be where I top out at. And then it'll take some maneuvering around to kind of get some of the stuff back. I really hate having these empty zones that just do not fill. So you know what, that's kind of why I've ended up having such a commercial to industrial ratio problem. I've ended up sticking so many of these commercial zones in just to get something to actually pop up. I've also kind of gone through and taken out a lot of the edge commercial zones and replaced them with industrial because I kind of, you know, wanted more industrial. Yeah, and then I have some landfills to use, and I probably won't use them until we get this coastline filled, because like I've kind of developed the build direction to get down here. Like I'm gonna end up going kind of sideways through here. These zones here are gonna be sideways through here, and then this should go straight down like this. Problem is always kind of laying things out the most efficiently. I haven't really done a whole lot of that to this point. It's always just kind of been, you know, just going with a direction and feeling it out as I go and ending up, you know, it usually comes kind of close, but I end up with some of these things like right up in here where you get these empty spaces and you're just like, well, I could weasel something in here and figure out some way to get something in here, but does it work? Who knows? I also think, you know what, I'm going to try it real quick, just because we're recording. I'm going to try sticking probably not an industrial, let's put a commercial in here. I want to see if this goofy little loop of road actually counts as connected road. Just because it's connected or touching it. I wonder if the game is that on top of how you connect rail systems. So we'll see if this unit right here falls apart, then well, these two actually. These two fall apart, then, well, I know that the system does indeed check to see if everything is connected. Now, I actually did play through a few years earlier today, and had myself up to about 425 or so. I don't know what happened to the save though. It just kind of went, this SNES 9X emulator is not quite as stable as I would like. Like, it works just fine when I'm playing, but like saving and when I like close out the emulator itself or go to like load up another game, it seems to crash every single time. So not what I would consider stable. Pollution has been the biggest problem recently, and the taxes always come up as second, even though I believe I had it down to like 4% on my future play. I think it still came up as second, which actually is probably a good sign. It means, you know, if your taxes at 4% are a problem, then your people are complaining for no good reason. And the, you know, 1% that you're, you know, whatever is going on is not really that big an issue, so you're doing good. And I think the pollution issue only comes up really if you have places too close to the industry, and I think that's probably like down here in this corner. I think maybe this is a little too close. But, and I kind of did a little bit of research. From what I've seen of people's like kind of building layouts, it doesn't seem like that's all that close, really. But maybe the game is just really picky. I don't know. Like I said, most of the good, dense not industrial, residential areas are going to be towards the middle of the zone anyway. So hopefully all this stuff will upgrade into something pretty awesome. I don't think I could get away with putting an industrial right there, or I would have. Well, I mean, I could have, but I really don't want to lower the land value of this here. Oh, plane crash. This is also part of the wonderful, crappy issue that keeps creeping up. For some reason, and it's just like SimCity 2000. It's like airplane pilots are about the most incompetent people in your city. And no matter what, they seem to crash airplanes every year or two. You know what, let me bring up the... They come in big bursts too, usually. Yeah, well, actually that's not too bad of a record. But, I mean, it's one of those things, every single event after Metropolis is going to be an airplane crash, because your airplane pirates or pilots are very terrible people. Oh yes. These 3 squares of park will protect you people. You know, get on it. Let's see, what else we got? Anything? Nothing too obvious looking at me right now. I probably will go back through and change some of these schools and some of these hospitals into something useful. Because I don't think one city needs 50 hospitals, especially in high value areas. I mean, these could be much more useful as actual housing and people. Otherwise, it's just taking up space. Let's see. I did kind of still test out that theory that the stadiums increase land values, but like I said, it's kind of not what I would consider the best valued land value increasing object, because as you notice, these ones here are mids and mids around it and uppers to the left of it. But there's no actual like concrete evidence that that actually helped anything here, especially considering down here is even more valuable than right here. So it's one of those things that, to be honest, I think the stadium doesn't really serve much purpose after the first one. But if you put 3 down, you get another zoo. So if you've got the space, put down another stadium, and then you can kind of come back and probably change things out afterwards. Like I'm probably put 2 more zones in here just to fill those spaces, because like I said, I don't think it's not really much of a value increaser from the looks of it. At least we're getting a few houses in here. Very good. Much better. I do need to push for more industrial zones, probably. Let's see what's going on here. Pollution. It's gonna be the common gripe for the rest of the game, essentially. I might change a few more of these out. Bam, bam. Well, you know what? I think I'll make this just a short video. Yep, still off on my percentages by quite a bit, but we're running low on open land area, which is a sign to say we're getting close to filling up the city of Nilbog with all sorts of junk buildings and such. So we'll go ahead and call it good for now. I can get back and we'll try to close out the rest of the city here, and we'll see just how big we end up. Sounds good. Let us save it. Let us end it. Till next time, folks, when we close out the SimCity playthrough. This is Ampillion. Have a good one.